This
That's
is weird.
me.
Do you find it weird that there's a giant picture of you?
That there's a giant creepy picture of me?
I don't know if it's creepy, but
bizarre.
Is it like a little odd?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Well, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about, I guess, calibrating the performance, because this is a drama. It's a romance. It's a zombie movie. It's all of those things, but it's not one of those things. And
yes,
so,
that's accurate.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about putting that performance together, because if you go a little too far in one direction, it becomes a horror film or whatever.
I like your socks.
Thank you.
That was the most interesting part of the script for me, and the reason that I wanted to do it, because I thought that the tension between how human she is and how much of a zombie she is was such a cool thing to be able to play. And it was also challenging because at all times I had to kind of remember so many different things at once and try to emote, but through like a monster person. I don't know. So it was weird. It was a weird movie to be in, because I did have to kind of like always remember, okay, at this point in the movie I'm, like more human than zombie.
Right.
And then towards the end, obviously, I'm really a zombie, but there's like a tiny glimpse of...
Well, I loved that tiny glimpse in the moments at which it seemed to come through, and the bit in this, I don't think gives anything away. But when you've got the stove attached to your back, and it's like it isn't there. You're a zombie, so I guess you're stronger. You're that sort of. But you were still kind of like a young girl in love with this boy still, and I thought that was really like not. I mean, it's funny on some level, but it's really poignant on another level.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that the whole movie is like that. It's a really sweet movie about letting go of something that you really love, or someone that you really love, which is such a universal theme. And I think the whole movie is kind of a metaphor for a breakup, and how, there's like when you break up with someone, it's like they died, and then you try to get back together with them, but you've only remembered the good things, and you turn that person sometimes into a monster. And there's all kinds of ways you can look at the movie, but I do think that the sweetness that they had, Zach and Beth, was like it was poignant. What you said. Yeah.
Well, Dane DeHaan brings a lot to this as well. Every time I've seen him, he's absolutely knocked me out, and I've never seen him in anything like this. I mean, I don't know that I would suggest that it's a comedic performance, because it's not. But there are comedic things happening around him, but he really seems to be kind of at the center of this in a really interesting way.
Yeah, well, I think he was perfectly cast, because I think the challenge of that part is to keep grounded amongst the chaos.
Right.
And so it was really, which is kind of always, you always have to have that person in a comedy, the straight man or whatever you want to call it. But I think he really did such a wonderful job, because he's such a good actor, making it that much funnier, because really funny stuff comes from really truthful stuff. So you have to start with the truth first and then make it funny. And people that, if someone went in there and just mugged a lot or played up the jokes or tried to be funny, I think it would have just not worked.
Right. Are you careful in this? I mean, you must be, but is that one of the things that you look to when you get a stack of scripts, and you've got a stack of scripts this high, and you're having a look?
I've never had a stack of scripts that high. I hope the day
I think
comes.
you're lying to me.
I am not. I've never had a never. I have a little baby stack.
A little baby stack of scripts. But you go through them, and you must get offered a wide variety of things. And some things you just look at and go, maybe this is more suited for a broader style of comedy, or something that something that's a little different than the thing that I do.
Well, first of all, I don't have a great perspective on myself and the thing that I do, so I don't look at scripts in that way, but but there have been times that I've read things that felt wrong to me. I
Right.
mean, but for so many reasons. Most scripts I read feel wrong to me just because they're not good. But, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. I tend to think the opposite. If there's something in a part that feels foreign to me or feels like, I don't know if I could do that. Those are usually the ones that I want to do, because I tend to try to do things that are scary to me, because otherwise, I just get offered the same thing over and over again, and that's who wants to see that,
Yeah.
except for everyone.
Well, it's true, right? And this is when you look around at the careers that people build for themselves, and as an outsider, I can look at them and go, this person's made 4 rom-coms in a row, and that's what they're going to be now. Mm-hmm. And so I guess that's what you're trying to avoid.
I just I don't even operate from a place of like trying to avoid anything. It's more like I just want to keep moving forward. Right. And I don't know, I just want to like do interesting things. Maybe
it is when you say that you don't have a great perspective on what you do. I think that's what you said. Maybe it's better not to overthink it. You know what I mean? Like, not think too much about what it is that you do, because then it goes away if you overthink it, or it becomes too mannered or something like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not very smart to begin with, so I can't overthink anything, really. If I'm thinking about something, that's a big deal for me. No, I don't know. I know what you mean, but like, it's people just project all sorts of things onto actors, so there was a moment early on when that was really frustrating to me, and I would always be like, what do you mean deadpan? I don't even know what that means. And now I'm like, oh, well, whatever. People just want to, they want you to be what they want you to be, so you can't control anything.
And
really.
It probably says more about them than it does about you.
Sure, yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So, when you were putting Beth together, thinking about playing Beth, what aspects of her were most appealing to you?
Well, speaking of gravitating towards things that are kind of different from me, I felt like just the glimpses that we got of her personality when she was alive, right. It felt to me like she was very kind of maybe a little vapid or kind of prom queeny, or like right. Someone like that. And I've never played a character quite like that before, so that was really appealing to me, to play kind of like popular girl instead of like weird girl in the corner. And then playing popular girl and then adding on an undead element was very appealing to me, because there's a really physical aspect to that part of her, and that was really appealing because I really wanted to do something physical, and I thought that'd be really fun.
Yeah. And it comes through in the movie. I mean, you can see it. You can see that in the film. Yeah.
I like make-believe, which
right.
is why I like movies.
And like making them.
And like making them. And like making people believe that I am good at that.
Yeah.
Because
Did you... Yeah. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. Did you ever think that you would have this kind of career?
No. Yeah. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't have like grand delusions when I was like younger, like I think every person that becomes successful in whatever field, I feel like at one point they really had to believe that they were going to do it, because I don't think you can do many things if you don't really believe that you can do it or that it's going to happen. So I did at one point believe that it would happen, but I also didn't believe it.
Right.
And I had no idea what would happen to me. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it seems, I mean, it's a life that until you have it, or until it happens, you can't really imagine what it's like, right?
Yeah. No, you know.
Being on a television show, making movies, that kind of thing, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah, being on a television show is actually, I have to say, like, I always had really big dreams about being in movies, but I never thought about being on a TV show. That's something that even to this day, we're in season 7 and I show up and I'm like, what am I doing here? I can't even believe this is my job. It's so weird. So that's something that I'm still like wrapping my head around.
when you were younger, I guess did you look to people? Did you look at so and so and say, that's a cool job. That's what I would like to do. Was there
Oh
something
yeah,
like,
so many people. I was obsessed with Saturday Night Live, so all of the cast members on that show, I was, especially the female cast members, like, the generation that I watched it was like Molly Shannon and Anna Gasteyer and Amy Poehler and Tina Fey and all of those women. I was like, that's what I want to be like, and actresses too. I had really weird taste though when I was little. I was really into like Judy Garland, Bette Midler, and like I had like a sophisticated like gay man's taste at an early age. So I was really like just like I was like a gay man, and I just wanted to be like Judy Garland. I don't know.
Well, you're looking very well. This is something Judy might have worn.
Do you think?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
I think so. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Is it still? I mean, Amy Poehler blows my mind every time I see her. She does something different, something funny. There's something that is really interestingly unique about her. So does it still, because she was one of your Saturday Night Live idols, seeing her every day or most days at work, are you still in awe?
The magic is gone. She's just an ordinary old. She really is she is just a freak of nature. I mean, she's always the funniest person in the room. She's the nicest person in the room. She's so respectful and grounded, and I don't know what her parents fed her for breakfast every day, but she really is special, and I never forget it. We're very close friends, and you can't forget it when you're around her. She's just like a glowing orb of light.
Life After Beth. What do you what do you think? What do you want people to take away from the movie?
I want people to see zombies in a whole new light and think before they shoot them in the brains. Right. If a zombie apocalypse happens, I want people to remember, these were humans at one point, and I should. No, I would think they should just shoot them immediately. I don't know. I just want people to. I really want people to feel like they saw something with a real point of view and appreciate that. Yeah. Because so many movies are just copies of other movies, and I think people are so used to just being handed, things that they're used to seeing, and that feels right to them, and weird things feel wrong. And I think it'd be cool if people really liked it, because it would mean they're open to something different.